So you're being supported, heavily supported, and supported by a best friend. It feels like they're showing up just in the nick of time to give you all the credit you need and showing you that you are who you say you are, showing people who doubted you that you are as wealthy as you say you are, as worthy and deserving of respect as you say you are. It feels like something is definitely crashing down around you, like almost like time is up for those people who were siphoning your energy, but more on the fact that you're being credited. You're getting the attention that you deserve. Someone feels like they've discovered you and just how strong you are. The fact that you have so much stamina and you're still here. You're still doing what you do. And almost like it feels like there's some kind of magical spell cast on you to keep you going. Whereas though most people, it almost feels like like it's almost like most people will have passed away in this energy. Like you're surrounded by skeletons and you don't even realize it. With this happy smile on your face, it's frightening to some because it's like, well, what happened to everybody around you? How are you still doing what you're doing? Coming in to discover you, they didn't realize that you were there, but they're very happy. It feels like you changed their life, just like someone discovering a diamond. And they're about to give you that world that you deserve, the one you've been manifesting. If this is your entering into it, and keep in mind that all of my messages are general. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can do so by sending your question and payment through PayPal. All of my prices are in my bio, and I'll get back to you within the same day. Thank you so much for your business. I look forward to working with you. Now let's get into this message. The message is you're being overnight, clearing paths before your first step. Credit shows up when you need it, and a best friend is coming out in this message. So someone is being considered your best friend, stepping up almost like a best friend, and you're being given credit for something that you did just in the right time. It feels like this best friend is clearing paths for you before you even take your first step and is assisting in this discovery, some sort of a discovery that's happening overnight. So let's get into this message. You're definitely being discovered. Okay. It feels like maybe this is not something that you realize are looking for you. People are searching for you at this time. But it also implies that they don't realize that they're looking for you because a discovery is usually happenstance. It's like you're just out hiking and then you discover something. You didn't even know it was there. So it feels like a lucky coincidence. Okay. So that could have been something almost like a freak accident is what I'm getting that saved the day for you. So it feels like someone else's suffering could have added to your benefits, or you benefited from someone rejecting you. Yeah, that's the vibe. Someone rejected you or possibly tried to attack you or even tried to hide you from the light. They tried to cover darkness or cast some kind of dark entity over you, a cloak over you, an invisibility cloak, so that you couldn't be seen. And that was the best thing that could have happened for you. Almost like someone trying to weigh you down, and then it had the opposite effect because gravity is your best friend. It seems like you have this fountain of youth. It almost feels like you can live your life over and over. There's a cycle here happening where you are born and reborn and constantly restarting your life. This world, it feels like it just keeps going on and on. I'm getting like someone who's immortal and discovering your pictures from the past when it's like you shouldn't have been here. 200 years ago, this is clearly you, is the vibe I'm getting. Like someone is discovering just how much longevity you have, or just how much stamina you have. It's like you shouldn't still be doing this. You shouldn't be out here doing what you're doing. And it also feels like you're getting credit for it, for being as strong as you are during these upsets, whatever the things are that's crashing down around you, and you still standing strong. Just like those archaeological sites that just, you don't know how they got there in the first place, and they never seem to disintegrate or degrade in any way. It almost feels like they were planted here by aliens. What else is going on with this energy? Yeah, so the credit definitely has to do with your strength, how strong you are. You seem like someone who gets that compliment a lot. Like you're very strong. And it almost feels like at some point you're just like, what else is new? Everyone says that about me. And almost like you don't even know what strength is. But they're comparing you to their own weaknesses and just saying like you don't have any other problems that I have. This Wheel of Fortune is coming out to confirm that when people go down, or when people have bad luck in their life, that seems to be the time when you shine the most. Like you're someone who would buy up all the houses during the market crash, or what is it, the housing crash, or whatever people experience that's like, this is a horrible time for me. And you're like, well, I just won a lottery. It doesn't feel like you're doing it intentionally. Like you're not intentionally trying to hurt people or make them sick or make them weak. But that's just what happens around you. People get really weak around you. But it also feels like you get stronger. It's not just like you have this consistent level of strength. It gets stronger. You get stronger. Like someone who's constantly working out and building muscle. You're not just some cartoon bodybuilder. You're actually still tearing those muscles and healing. Yeah. But at the same time, it feels like none of this is shown. Like you're someone who doesn't shake, you don't waver, you don't quiver. So people don't know how to read your fear, if there's any there at all. It's like you alchemize it so quickly into something else. Whatever it is that you need, another breath. But yeah, it does come off like someone rejected you, and in place of that was this discovery that you're still here. Like almost like, what's left? You're the diamond that's left after all the coal disintegrated. Well, isn't coal what turns into diamonds? But the vibe is I'm getting like people already came in through the gold rush and cleared out what they thought was valuable, and they left you behind. This is your energy. If you're resonating, book a reading with me. I'm also getting like the dating pool, like you were what's left in the dating pool. Like nobody wanted to be with you for whatever reason. You were too opinionated, too independent, too ambitious. It was real. They were really betraying you and dumping you, or whatever the case is. Just like, no, you're too pretty. You're too high maintenance. That's the vibe I'm getting. Like all good things. And it's like, I can't argue with that. Sayonara. Thank you for not wasting my time is the vibe. Like it almost feels like a running joke that you dodged a bullet with these entities who didn't feel secure enough to be a partner to you because they knew that you were too good for them. It's the best thing they ever did was rejecting you. Because now you had all this time to yourself to love yourself and nurture yourself and figure out what it is that you actually enjoy in life. What else is going on? 8:11 on the clock. It feels like it was valuable time that you spent. Even though you weren't alone, I'm getting this vibe that you weren't alone. Almost like you had the forest creatures, the local wildlife, just kind of always circling around you. And to some extent, it had you locked down, almost like a princess in a castle. It's like they were basically controlling your movements and not allowing you to get out of hand. They were preserving you, because I'm getting this fountain of youth for some reason. What is so youthful and innocent about you is the fact that you don't really have that much experience. So, an experience in life in general, it feels like you're brand new to the world. When you step out, it's like, oh wow, there's clouds in the sky. What is that? What else is going on? It feels like you wake up to life brand new every day. Credit shows up when you need it most. It feels like there's going to be a time where almost like you have to pull on that inexperience. Like you're not acting innocent. It feels like you're about to run into a situation where everybody is crooks, everybody is guilty, and you have no idea what's going on. Like you can't even pretend like you understand. It almost feels like you're just lost in the sauce. And that innocence is so loud that whoever this person is coming in, like a best friend, their intention is to destroy this whole situation that you may be lost in. And not realizing I bit off a bit more than I could chew. I got myself tangled up in a mess. And so when this person comes in, they're just like, okay, this person doesn't belong here. Go get the crane and lift her out before we lose a good one, is the vibe that I'm getting. But this person coming in, it feels very cutthroat. Like they already know what you've been going through, but not necessarily because they've been watching you. It does feel like a discovery, a happenstance that, like, what is this princess doing in the mud? Pull her out and then let's get back to it. The vibe is like, of course they're going to rescue you. Of course you've been through hell. Of course you need to get washed off and cleaned off and set back up on your pedestal where you belong, on you sitting on your high horse. It feels like you got involved with some entities because you are a loving person. You have a very loving, sweet nature. And I don't know, maybe it went on a little bit longer than it should have, or maybe it just got started, but it feels like you're moving on just in the nick of time. And the nick of time is that this place is being destroyed. Almost like they're going to pave it and put in a parking lot or something. The sun is coming out. Yeah, it does feel like you're not going down with them. Whoever this is, whatever this is that's going down, it's time for it to go down. And whatever's being put in its place is so much better than what's being destroyed. And also, whoever's coming in to destroy it doesn't see it as an act of violence or cruelty. It's almost like they're cleaning up a mess. And so it's almost like when you do or landscaping and you start plowing the field, and you have people who say, well, there's an ecosystem, you're destroying the ecosystem. It's like, I don't know, like people just aren't listening to that. They just don't care. It's about to be a glorious garden, and that's all they're thinking about. All the people who are going to be hurt, so many feelings are going to get hurt when you do well, when you rise to the top, when you receive all that support that you deserve and you know you deserve, because that's where you come from. You come from a supportive system. You come from a place where you don't have to ask. It's already there. And it feels like you can't help but to know who you are. If this is your energy, definitely let me know. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Thank you so much to everyone who stuck around to the end. I love you guys.